Yes, good morning students. Continuation with the previous class. Okay, already we have studied about what you mean by the encryption, decryption, what you mean by the ciphertext. Is it clear? So, what you mean by the block cipher, cipher block chaining, and what you mean by the symmetric key ciphers, everything we have been learned it in the previous class. Now we are going for the next one, that is the public key ciphers. Is it clear? An alternative to the symmetric key ciphers is the asymmetric, or you are also going to be call it as the public key ciphers. Is it clear? So now we are going to see how exactly this the method is going to be used for the encryption and the decryption. Now here it is that a public key cipher users having a pair of related keys. Each user is having a pair of keys. Two keys are there. One he is having a private key, another one he is having a public key. Public key is used by the others, that is the recipients, that is who wanted to communicate with that particular person. Okay, so they are going to use the public keys, and private key is always with the owner. Is it clear? Now the pair of the key is owned by just one participant. The owner can encrypt and decrypt the message using the private key, and owner makes the encryption key public. Is it clear? Owner makes the encryption key public. That is what you call it as the decryption key, or you call it as the public key, so that anyone can use this particular public key for encrypting the message for the owner, or if the owner has sent the encrypted message using this public key, they are going to decrypt that message and then they are going to get a plain text. Both the process they are going to do it here. Okay, so this key is going to be called as the public key. Any participant can get the public key and send an encrypted message to the owner of the keys. Is it clear? Now if you are having a public key of that particular owner, if you want to communicate with that person, now with the help of that public key, your plain text is going to be converted into the ciphertext. That encrypted information you can send it to the owner of the key, and now the owner is going to use his private key for decrypting the information. Is it clear? Now you just see it here, the public key encryption. So the message in the plain text is going to be encrypted using the message in a cipher text. That is the plain text is going to be converted into the cipher text using one of the encryption algorithm. So along with the key, is it clear? Along with the key, that is a public key. So in this diagram you are going to see that two different users, they are encrypting the message by using the public key which is available. Okay, and the owner of this public key is having a private key. So these two people, they are encrypting the message and converting into the ciphertext, and this ciphertext is transmitted using the insecure network. So they are communicating to this owner of the key. Now the owner is having the private key, is receiving the ciphertext transmitted by these two particular the persons. With the help of the private key is going to decrypt it, convert it into the plain text, and then they are going to refer it. This is the process here which you are going to be called it as the public key information. In simple way, I just wanted to say that if one key is used for the encryption, another key is going to be used for the decryption. If a private key is used for the encryption, then public key is used for the decryption here. If public key is used by the sender for encrypting the message, then owner of this key can use the private key for decrypting the message. Is it clear? So now here it is the example here, as I already told, the message will be there. The message is going to be sent it to the encryption function. So here owner is sending the information to the receiver side. So already the public is received by the recipient side. Is it clear? The now owner is encrypting this using the private key. So using the private key, after encrypting, encrypted message will send it through the network, that is to the untrusted network. On the receiver side, receiver is going to receive it and encrypted message, and he is going to be decrypted. Already he is having the public key of the owner. Okay, with the help of that public key, he is going to be decrypting this particular the message, and then he is going to be get a plain message. Okay, the best known public key cipher is the RSA algorithm. Is it clear? So that is the name of the inventors, that is the Revest, Shamir and Eldman. Is it clear? RSA relies on the high computational cost of factoring a large number. There is another one algorithm is also there. Okay, that is Elgamal. So this is all about the public key encryption. The next one here we are going to see for the another one, that is a authenticator. What do you mean by authenticator? Why we need an authenticator? So now whenever the receiver is receiving that particular message, so you should confirm that this message is sent by the particular sender only. Is it clear? And legitimate sender only, or authorized authenticated sender only. Okay, so how you are going to be identified? But there is a chance that there is a X is sending the message in the name of the A. How you are going to identify it? Is it clear? So that is you need some of the authenticator, okay, which will help you to check the authenticity of that particular the message. Okay, an authenticator is nothing but it is a value to be included in a transmitted message. What you are going to do? Some additional information you are going to be sending along with that particular message. So this additional message what you are transmitting, it can be used to verify simultaneously the authenticity as well as the integrity of the message. Both you can verify whether it is transmitted by the same sender as it is intended, okay, and whether the message what I have received is it correct or whether it has been modified. Then that is you are going to check the integrity of the message also. Okay, so one of the kind of the authenticator here, it combines both one is encryption and as well as the cryptographic hash functions. So these cryptographic hash functions, these are all some of the algorithms which they are going to use. They are going to take input and generating hash value, what you call it as a message digest. Is it clear? Or you call it as a message authentication code. Or another one is that the hash algorithm are going to generating the HMAC, that is a hash message authentication code. Is it clear? Now here we are going to see that how exactly this process is going to work here. So say for example the sender is having the plain text. He is going to use some secret value given as an input to one of the MAC algorithm, that is a message authentication code, or called as a message the digest. Is it clear? Message digest. Now after that is he is going to generate the message digest, and this message digest is going to be appended to the message. Is it clear? Now you are appending this, the output of this MAC algorithm, we call it as a message digest or a message authentication code. You are attaching at the end of that particular the message which you wanted to send. Now the receiver is going to receiving this the message along with the message digest. Now he is going to separate the message digest once again the plain text, and along with some secret value is going to generating the message digest. So the receiver generated message digest and what it is attached to the message. Okay, he is going to compare if both the message digests are same. If both are same, is it clear? Then he is going to be confirmed both the authenticity and the integrity of the message. It is just like the checksum algorithm which you have been seen, that is the sender and receiver are going to using that. Is it clear? So in the similarly here we are going to using this one the method. Okay, so they are also going to be call it as a cryptographic checksum. So now here you are going to see that there is another one, that is a plain text will be there. So you are going to concatenate a secret value to the plain text. So now you just see it here, a plain text and a concatenated. After that you are going to attaching the secret value. So this completely will be given as an input to the hash algorithm. Hash algorithm is going to generating the output. That output you are going to call it as a HMAC. Okay, that is a hash message authentication code. So this one is going to be append to the message which you want to send it to the receiver. The receiver is also going to do the same function. He is also going to generating the HMAC of the message. Okay, and compare both these message digest or hash message authentication code. If both are same, okay, then indicating that there is the no error, or that is going to verify the authenticity and the integrity of the message. That message is correct, nobody has modified, it has been transmitted by the owner only. Is it clear? So this is how you are going to use. And even some of the people they have given that instead of transmitting this message digest as it is, if you want you can convert it into the encryption format. Already you are if you want you can attach it to the message which you wanted to send, a message plus that is a message digest or the HMAC you are attaching, that completely you are going to give it as a input to the encryption algorithm and completely you encrypt it, and then you can send it to the receiver side. Or if you want you can only encrypt the message digest attached to the message, then you can send it. So it is depending depending upon that how you wanted to communicate securely with the sender and the receiver. So you can choose any particular method that you can encrypt the message digest or HMAC and attach to it, or you attach the HMAC to the message and completely you encrypt it and you send it to the receiver. Okay, so this is all about the authenticator. Authenticator is nothing but it is the value to be included in a transmitted message. Okay, it can be used to verify simultaneously the authenticity and the integrity of a message. Okay, so this completes the particular the chapter here. Okay, so that is of cryptographic building blocks. Okay, yes, thank you very much.